Hey guys, let's talk about Twitter Blue. So you can now get Twitter Blue so that you can get a blue check next to your name. There are so many people who talk about how money can buy status, but honestly, I really don't care about any of those. What I care about is whether I can still tweet the way I like it, telling my stories to all of you. Because people are getting so smart in writing their tweets these days. Every time I read a tweet, like the opening line, it feels like they're getting me to buy something. Or ever since ChatGPT has been introduced, I feel like there are a lot of AI replies as well. So one thing Twitter Blue allows you to do is to write longer tweets. And when I first heard about it in 2022, I really hated it. But in the last 2 weeks, I went from hating it to loving it. So in this video, I want to tell you exactly what happened. And with all the changes on Twitter, I also want to tell you my predictions for Twitter going into 2023. Okay, so about 4 months ago, I first learned about how you can write longer tweets on Twitter. And my first thought is, that's crazy. The Twitter I know so well is that it is intelligent and also conversational. And the fact that they limit it to 280 characters really allow us to do that. So I was thinking, what would happen if you allow people to put in a lot of text? That's kind of like blogging, and it is kind of boring. But as you know, like most things, it takes a 180 degrees turn. I didn't even expect that I would love it. But now let's go back to about 12 months ago. I use Twitter every single day. I'm a very serious user because I feel like I'm just enjoying it. I'm building my voice and presence. But things weren't looking good back then. A lot of people would write tweets in a very cookie cutter way. For example, I made $125,000 and here are the 7 lessons learned. Or something like 95% people don't get this, but I'm going to show you how I make 7 figures. Or something like I read 250 articles, so now I'm summarizing in a 7 pointers, so you don't have to read everything. And to me, that was really boring. I was spacing out every time I see a tagline like that. But I bite the bullet and I kept showing up anyway. And recently, I read a tweet from Andrea, and it was so refreshing. And I think I even went something like, holy shit, this is where Twitter is heading in the next at least 5 years. So here's the tweet. It's basically Andrea sharing his feelings, what is happening right now, what he's thinking right now, and what he is going to do next. When I read it, I was hooked in because this is what building in public means to me. It is me getting to know what Andrea is doing at this very moment. But of course, one thing you might say is that long tweets have been around for a long time. They are called threads, like you can write it already. So why is it special that people can write longer tweets now? And here's how I think about it. When we were writing threads, the way that you have to force everything into 280 characters one by one, it sort of forces you to think like a listicle way, like I have 7 points to share, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And over time, you chop up the story into very small bits, and each bits lead people to the next one. And so within 280 characters within each tweet, you have to be very smart in the opening and the ending so that people would keep reading. And obviously that just became kind of boring. So now with these longer tweets, it feels to me that you can free flow a little bit more. So my friend Andrea and we both think that the future of Twitter is in microblogging. So the way he wrote it is like 250 words. And I actually started experimenting a few tweets that are 250 to 350 words. And I feel like I'm finally able to tell my stories again. I have expressions, I have realness, and I really don't need to write the clickbaity opening line to get people to read the rest. So if you're asking me where Twitter is heading in the next 3 to 5 years, I would like to do a recap for you. Number 1 is microblogging. So around 250 words to 350 words. It takes about a minute for someone to read it. It is storytelling without the listicle. So it tells people to just tell the goddamn story. And I think the last wave of Twitter is ending now. So if you're still looking for templates, smart opening line to use, I think it's time to get rid of those and really just tell your stories in a very plain way. And of course, show more of your work in progress. I think that is the only story that you can tell and no one can replicate that. So to wrap all this up, I want to show you a tweet from a guy called Jackson, and I think he is just brilliant. First of all, he is riding on a super big trend, ChatGPT. Second of all, he's running an experiment and he's trying things out and talking about it at the same time, so everyone can see exactly what happens. Third, he is building everything in public. Like every step of the way, he's like just tweeting it out so everyone can see it. Lastly, I think he's really smart that he's taking all the attention that he has gathered and turn it into a real project, you know, putting on a website, putting the opt-in page so that people can drop in their emails. And now it becomes a real startup. So that's where I think you can get the most opportunities on Twitter in the next few years. After all, if you give people a way to follow your journey, they will. And right now, if you're wondering, where are you, Kavan? Why do you have a new backdrop? Well, I am actually in the master bedroom right now. So as you probably know, my second daughter got out about 6 weeks ago. So I have no place to work. So right now I'm trying to set up a mini desk at the corner of my master bedroom. And now I'm even using this is the bed as a filming backdrop until I have something new set up. But anyway, I am also trying to use a professional camera this time. So I don't know how this video goes, but if you have some comments, just leave it below to let me know, because I would love to improve my videos. All right, I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.